I'm wrestling, you're not weak for me. Celebrate what I am. Celebrate what I have been. Celebrate what I represent. And celebrate the many ways I have impacted your life. I will survive this test as I have survived others. I am forever etched into the very fiber of all mankind. The world needs me. Time is on my side. History guarantees me. I am wrestling. Do not wait for me.
What's up, everybody? This is your host, Ben Askren. You are listening to the T. Rowan Funky Show. This is episode number 21. And finally, Tommy, we have gone international as I am filming this, taping this episode from Singapore. You're all the way back in Columbus, Ohio. And, we got listeners from all over the world because we just had a tweet coming in said a listener from France is listening. And I think that works perfect this week because we're going to talk about international wrestling. We got the Olympic team trials. Are you psyched or what?
I'm super pumped, man. I'm going to be there. It is the place where my career ended, so a little bittersweet, but overall I couldn't be more excited. I do want to preface the podcast today in the effort to save time for you. I know you're training in Singapore, and you and I, let's be honest here, Ben, we don't follow Greco and women's wrestling to a level or to a point where we can adequately comment on how we think things are going to go down and give an educated opinion. So I just want to leave the blanket statement for all the women and the Greco wrestlers out there that we love you guys. We know that your commitment to the sport is no different and no worse or better than that of our freestyle guys. But we're on subject to freestyle wrestling and all the players. So we're just going to comment on freestyle. Is that cool with you, Ben?
That's good with me, and I'm excited, obviously, for the Olympic trials. Even though I can't be there this time, and I've been in every one since I've been in 2000, 2004, 2008, 2012. So I've been in every one. So this will be the first one I've missed since 1996. But it's one of the best weekends of the year. I think we can agree that the NCAA championships are probably both of our favorite weekends of wrestling. But I think that the Olympic team trials comes close to that.
No doubt about it, especially in Iowa City, man. It's just, it's going to be a great event. I think that USA Wrestling, NBC, Olympic Committee, they're more prepared to host at this venue. I think it's going to be off the charts. And we got some good storylines with every weight class.
Yeah, I think you really do. Obviously, we've discussed before. It sucks that it's only 6 weight classes. There should definitely be more than 6 weight classes. The weight classes are just so spread, especially when you get those upper weights. I mean, 163 to 189 is just it's an insane jump. And even 43 to 63 is a large jump, and that's kind of pushed a lot of people into certain weight classes. Good thing, bad thing. There's a little bit of both, but I want to see more weight classes. Hopefully in the future, coming back to the Olympics.
I think so too. I don't know how we get that done, but we got to get it done. It used to be 11. So we're halfway. We cut half of them out. We're
halfway dead. Damn it. And so one thing I was thinking about, Tommy, was this the 65 weight class, and you and I have discussed this multiple times on our podcast, how freaking tough it is. But I'm kind of maybe reconsidering that notion because when you look at it, very few of these guys have had huge international levels of success. Now Pico's had some, Oliver's had a little bit. Stevers had a little bit. Metcalf has struggled a lot at the international level. So is there a lot of parity, and is that why we're saying it's good? Is there a lot of NCAA name recognition? Is that why we're saying it's good? Because on the international level, even 97 kilos has had significantly more international success than 65 has.
I'll give you a real vanilla answer. I think it's both, Ben. I think that there's legitimacy to what you're saying, because these guys are domestically known because of their prowess in the U.S. Logan Stever, 4-time NCAA champ, Brad Metcalf, Jordan Oliver. These are household names in college wrestling. So, they're people just know them, and they're all going to compete against one another. So it creates great storylines. And to your point, that doesn't necessarily translate to the international success they've had. Is it really our deepest weight class? I think in some ways it's our deepest weight class because there's 8, 9, 7, 8, 9 guys that can make the team, and it wouldn't be inconceivable, right? I mean, can you say that in any other weight class?
I think you're right on that. I
So
think
in that way, it's deeper. Maybe the number 9 guy in that weight class is better globally than our number 9 213 pounder. Actually, that's not a maybe. That's a for sure.
that's a for sure.
But the top 3, it's not really close compared to 213 or even 163 or 189.
Yeah.
Or heavyweight for that matter. I mean, 121 might be the only other weight class.
And you know what? And maybe it's also because internationally, 145 or 143 now is a super common weight for people to be at, and internationally in other countries, those guys have kind of got jammed into 65 kilo also because, in the Olympic year you take out the 154 and you take out the 132 and you're left with just 143 pounds and that's all you're left with. And, you've seen a migration of a lot of good wrestlers. So maybe it's just that internationally that weight class is so freaking good that, our guys are struggling, and that's why it is.
I think it could be a little bit of everything. But, by the same time, our best international wrestlers, probably in order right now, are Jordan Burroughs, Kyle Snyder, Tervel Dlagnev, Jake Varner. Do you agree with that order?
Let me think about this.
I'm
looking through the list right now. Well, obviously James Green you have to throw in there because he did get a world bronze medal. I know he hasn't had a significant amount of success, but James Green has had success.
I forgot about that. That's fair.
So
I still would put him behind those guys, though.
Yeah, I guess it's going to be interesting to see how James Green does at 143 because it's tiny for him. I mean, he wrestled 157 his whole college career. He wrestled 154. They say he can make it, and I believe he's wrestled 143 one time, but I think only one time has he been down there. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how he does down at 143.
No doubt about it. And then you got Andrew Howe, who's competed very well internationally. David Taylor got some great wins. He's got some great wins. Jake Herbert had the world silver medal. I think Ed Ruth did well in his only World Championships appearance. Not great, but he did well. So there's a lot of guys that competed well internationally, possibly more than any other guys at the weight class we're talking about, 65 kilo.
Sure. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. So, you want to get into these weight classes or what?
Let's do it, man. Okay,
so obviously we're starting off with 125 pounds. And this is one where, we talk about there is a lot of parity. I'm just going to list off all 12 guys. I'm going to go 1 through 8. We got our top 8 rankings. And then we also got 4 additional qualifiers. I'm sorry, we got 5 because we just had the last chance qualifier, and he is not included on here. Which would be Obi Blanc. So, starting at number 1, working our way down, we got Tony Ramos, Tyler Graff, Daniel Dennis, Coleman Scott, Erkin never knew how to say his last name, Tad Zimendorf, Sam Hazelwinkle, Joe Colon, Nathan Tomasello, Angel Escobedo, Alan Waters, Nico Megaludis, Nashawn Garrett, and Obi Blanc. Those are our 13 qualifiers. And obviously Ramos does not have a free ride to the best out of 3. He's got to go in the bracket. This is a weight class with, in my opinion, a ton of parity. Wouldn't you say, Tommy?
A truckload. A huge amount.
Huge. They were in Wisconsin today. I guess, so apparently Trump ate breakfast in my neighborhood. Obviously I'm not there, but apparently he ate breakfast in my neighborhood at this little terrible George Webb restaurant. And it always makes, the politician thing makes me laugh. Like, listen, Tommy, I don't want to act like I'm uppity, but I wouldn't go eat breakfast at this crappy little restaurant that Trump ate at. And I know Trump didn't want to eat there, but it makes him look good to his constituents or something to that effect. But you know what I'm saying? The restaurant's not good. What are you doing, Donald?
Love it.
So
I think 125, a lot of parity, a lot of different opinions there on how it could all go down. Obviously, Ramos has been the most consistent, but there's a wild card in there. The name's Coleman Scott. He's only been down to weight once. He wrestled pretty well for cutting straight down to 125. at the Vegas qualifier, whatever you want to call that event.
Yeah.
His only loss was to Daniel Dennis, the mountain man who wasn't training for the Olympics until 18 months ago.
Yeah.
So then you got Sam Hayes-Winkle, who had a good event. Angel Escobedo's won a lot internationally. There's plenty of guys in there that can make the team. I mean, 7 or 8 different guys I could say I think can make the team. And then you got someone in there like Nate Tomasello. And let me finish before you call me a Buckeye homer.
No, I was just gonna say, Tommy. I was gonna say, like, if Tomasello beat Ramos, that's not gonna blow my mind.
Here's what. So Tomasello making the team would not blow my mind, but I wouldn't bet on it. But Tomasello beating any one of those guys, one match next weekend or this coming weekend, absolutely plausible.
Yeah, I agree 100%. But the one guy who I thought this when you said Tomasello, I thought you were going to say this guy, Nahshon Garrett. I mean, when you look at him versus Tomasello, I got to say Nahshon's the favorite, right? Or Megaloosh,
Right.
You got to say Nahshon's the favorite. And when you look at guys like Tyler Graff, like I wouldn't be shocked if Nahshon beat those guys. I mean, it wouldn't be like mind blowing to me. So this weight class, I'm looking
Well, you
at.
got the 2-point takedowns, you got the push outs from his blast doubles. That could be a scary one. It could be a little mini Jordan Burroughs circa 2011.
Yeah, I mean totally. And you know what? Even our wild card qualifier, our last chance qualifier, Obi Blanc, he's been on the world team before.
Oh gosh.
I
This
mean,
one's
really,
gonna be exciting.
he barely made it. He looked really good this weekend as the last chance qualifier. But he's struggled this year. But he's been the number one guy before.
No doubt.
So
I'm excited. I'm getting pumped up. I'm getting really charged.
I mean,
Who are you going with, man?
I mean,
Who
look,
you going with?
Is there anyone? Let me ask you this, Tommy. I named 13 guys. Talking about Alan Waters is probably out of the 13. He's probably the 13th. That's a Missouri guy, so that makes me a little bit sad. But is there anyone that you'd really be like completely shocked if they made the team? Would you be like, wow, I didn't see that one coming? That blows me away.
There's a few guys that would completely floor me, such
Who?
as Alan Waters.
Okay, who else?
Man, yeah. I mean, I could see any one of these guys beating each other one time. When I think of someone going through the whole tournament, though, it's hard to picture Tomasello. It's because of experience, not because of anything else. But yeah, it's pretty wild. Who are we going to go with? Who are you going with?
I wish I could see Nahshon wrestle one tournament, and then and then make my judgment.
I'll agree with you that.
Because I really feel like from his style, and I think he's a great size for the weight class. Like I don't think he's too big where the cut's going to be impossible, but he is big for that weight class. So when you're thinking in those terms, I'd love to see him compete. Coleman Scott, I think the cut takes a little too much out of him. So I don't know that I would pick Coleman. Man, Hazelwinkle's great at number 6 too. Like if he beat Daniel Dennis, he was our Olympian in 2012. If he beat Daniel Dennis, that wouldn't surprise me. Tommy, I don't know who to pick. I usually got a great opinion, but oh my God, I'm just staring at this freaking 13 guys.
There's a part of me that wants to bet on Nahshon.
There's a part of me that wants to bet on him too.
Man, do you got the guts to do it?
Well, so wait, so are they going to seed all the way to 13, or are they just going to seed 8, and then they're going to fill the other 5 in wherever they go?
I don't know. We don't need to look it up, but
I don't think they have that anywhere.
Ramos.
That'd be nice if we could see the bracket right now, but we can't see the bracket, can we?
No, Ramos has been the most consistent. He deserves the number 1 seed, no question.
But the crazy thing about Ramos is he wrestles all these. He wins, but he wrestles all these guys close. I mean, when you think about what was it? It was 2014 when he was losing to Andrew Hotstrasser, and he beat him with really really short time left in that match, and Hotstrasser didn't even make the trials. He's not even in the top 13.
No doubt.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? So that's when you're talking about the parity in this weight class is freaking mind-blowing.
All right,
Who
I'm,
you
I'm making
picking?
my
Okay,
pick.
who you picking?
I'm picking. I'm gonna go with my boy Coleman Scott. But I was very close to picking Nishan.
All right, I'm gonna go.
I'm going with Coleman because of this, because I think he made the weight. I think he made it again at the Pan Am thing.
Okay.
So I think he's been down twice. I know he's distracted head coach at North Carolina. He's got a family and everything, but I think the guy is cagey. He's got the most experience.
Yeah.
I'm going with Coleman. Not
Damn
an
it.
easy
I don't know who
call,
to pick. I'm gonna go with Nishan. I'm going with
Wow.
the dog. That, you know what? He's a big
Hey,
big dog.
listen, you know what? Am I allowed to change my pick to Deshaun after the first round only?
No, no. Whatever you say right now is sticking to you like glue, Tommy. You're not gonna get rid of that pick.
Oh gosh, I
All
love
right, you got
Deshaun.
Coleman. I mean, he's an Olympic
Take
bronze
Coleman.
medalist. It's a good pick.
Yep. Yeah,
There's a lot of good
Hayeswinkle,
picks in that
Olympian,
bracket.
Ramos, two-time world team member, Obi world team member, Hayeswinkle Olympian, Coleman Scott Olympic bronze medalist, uh,
Wow.
Nishan NCAA champ, Monticello NCAA champ, Escobedo NCAA champ, beaten numerous
Escobedo was
world
a world
medalists.
team member at 1 year.
Oh, that's right.
I think he even took like seventh or something. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure he took seventh.
Gosh, I forgot about Angel. I love Angel too. He's an RTC alumni. Man, this is gonna be a great weight class. It's gonna be a great weight class.
All right, let's go down to 143. So you got Brett Metcalf. I'm going 1 through 8, and then I'm going the extras. And who the heck won the last chance qualify? Oh, it was oh my God, BJ Futrell won the last chance, so he's on there too. Okay, you got Metcalf, James Green, Jordan Oliver, Jimmy Kennedy, Reese Humphrey, Logan Stieber, Aaron Pico, Kellen Russell, Frank Molinaro, Jason Chamberlain, Jason Ness, Dean Heil, Zane Rutherford, and Bernard Futrell. This is another one, Tommy. If someone
It's
1 through 8 wins it, you're not really
Yeah,
that surprised.
no doubt about it. There's
Kellen
no
Russell's
doubt about
been
it.
there before. Hasn't Kellen Russell been the guy once? Or maybe he won the Open, but then he lost at the trials?
Yeah, he opened and lost the trials. You know, this weight class and 125 are very similar.
Yeah.
Very similar. I think Metcalf has done a little bit better internationally than we originally, or you gave him credit for in the beginning of the podcast.
Why?
He's medaled at Eureka.
Which year?
He's,
I can't remember. Because this year
I
he
think it
didn't
was
do so well.
last
I
year.
actually just watched
Last year.
the Flow special, and he didn't do so well this year.
I think it was last year. He got second or third.
Let me see if I
Google
can. Let me see if I can
Metcalf
Google it.
Eureka.
I'm gonna
Brett
Google
Metcalf
it.
Eureka.
Yeah, Regan. But how many times has he been a world team member?
4, I think.
4. He's been.
First time was.
And remember, so
Metcalf
Tommy,
Eureka.
let's not forget, this weight class is not qualified for the Olympics. They got to go to
I know.
Mongolia 2 weeks after
He
they
got
make the team.
silver medal at Eureka in 2015.
13 it says.
Not 15.
Well, did he get
Might
2
have
of
said
them?
13. Wrestling tournament, he beat a bunch of Russians and got second. That's
This
the
one says he
storyline.
got it in 2013. So maybe he's
He was a
taking.
two-time Eureka medalist.
That's pretty good.
I was a two-time Eureka medalist.
So okay, so he's had some international success, but not at the World Championships.
Yeah,
Correct.
no, he hasn't. No, I don't. I think Brett, if he was on the show, he would say that he hasn't done what he wanted to do with that championships. I think he's a little bit better internationally than Ramos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't argue that one.
Man, I'm probably gonna go with Logan Stieber. I mean, he's a 4-time champ. I think he's wrestled the best internationally this year out of anybody in the weight class.
But he always struggles with Jordan Oliver, and that's who he's going to have in the quarters.
He was beating Jordan Oliver at the Bill Farrell New York tournament with 30 seconds to go.
But he's lost
in-
to him how many times in a row
November.
now?
He beat him for the NCAA title.
That was
Here.
like 2011,
12.
12.
So, I don't even know what it was, yeah. So, he damn near beat Chamizo. He's beat,
Chamizo.
a, he's beat a bunch of guys. I'd either take Metcalf or Stieber. I'm going with Stieber. I
Metcalf
don't
or
think it's that weird that I'm picking that. I mean, yeah, he went to Ohio State, now a Buckeye home, but I mean, he's wrestled the best. Wouldn't you agree that he's wrestled the best out of anybody internationally this year in that weight class?
Yeah, you know what? Why hasn't James Green competed more? Is it because he doesn't want to make the weight? Is that why?
He probably had to atrophy his body down. Honestly, I mean, I did that heavyweight to 211, and I wrestled right away in like October and December, and it was awful. I wish I would have just sat out for 3 months and atrophied my body down, and then went out there and wrestled.
Atrophied your body. So you like? Is it like you're a veal cow and they string you up and you don't move?
You're actually shrinking your body. You know it more than I
know
do.
what you're talking about. But the way you said it was really atrophied. That was really funny.
Yeah, you gotta shrink your body.
Wow. So
I'm going with Stieber. Who you got?
Well, so where has James Green competed this year? Pan Am's?
Pan Am's. He's a stud, but man, this is a tough weight class.
I wish there was a better international database to show competition.
How much easier was it to pick the NCAA guys, than it is this? I mean, the NCAA was like, you and I were both pretty much on the same page.
Yeah, and we got a lot right too. I mean, it wasn't like.
And there's not 8 or 9 guys. There's like 3 at the most.
Yeah. Oh man, Tommy, this is a nightmare.
Well, we didn't pick Bryce Meredith or Miles Jordan.
I don't know who I want to pick. I'm going to go with James Green.
No Metcalf?
Okay, I'll go with Metcalf. Metcalf doesn't have an easy road, though, because he's probably going to go. He's going to go Kellen Russell. He's going to go Kennedy or Humphrey, and then he's going to go Green, Oliver, Stieber. I can't even pick who's coming off the other side, Green, Oliver, Stieber, or Pico. That's a freaking coin flip.
Yeah.
I feel like a politician today, Tommy. Dang it, my wife is trying to call me. What are you doing, Amy? I feel like a politician today, Tommy, because I feel like I'm flip-flopping all over the freaking place.
You're like Hillary Clinton today on the show.
Oh, God, don't ever.
Hey,
what?
You want to know something that's scary? Because you picked Nishan. So Nishan, because he had this great college season, you want to pick him, right? Well, Zane Rutherford, who had a better college season, is in this weight class, but we know damn well he's not in the thick of it the way that you would think. I mean, Pico's 5 or 6-0 against.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think that comes down to the fact that one of the reasons Rutherford's so good is he's a freaking amazing mat wrestler, and really,
you're right.
Yeah, when it comes to mat, I mean, even in the Colica match, he wasn't super dominant on the feet. He's just so freaking good on top. Obviously those skills don't directly apply. I wouldn't be surprised if he was competitive with some of these guys, but I can't see him.
Jimmy Kennedy wrestles really well. Jeez.
Jimmy Kennedy's an animal. I mean, and obviously a lot of these guys they should be 61 kilo guys for sure. But, that's not an option. So
Logan Stieber included. All
right, so you're going with Stieber. I'm going to go with Metcalf, but I don't feel good about that. I honestly I don't feel good about picking anyone in this thing because there's so many guys who are competitive.
No doubt.
All right. 74 kilos.
Right,
let's go make an easy decision.
I've got Coleman, Scott, and Stieber. You've got Nishan and Metcalf.
Yeah.
74, I got Burroughs. Who do you got?
Yes, Burroughs.
I got Burroughs. You want to make a comment?
And he's got a bye to the best of 3.
Yep. I think Andrew Howe's going to make it out. And I think Jordan Burroughs will have to work harder to make the Olympic team than he will to win the Olympics.
Okay, so
I'm still taking Burroughs though, but I'm just saying. I just want to say that.
Let me ask you this one though. How well do you think Alex Dieringer can do against? It'll be funny if he ends up. I know him and Chris Perry are really close, but he could obviously end up wrestling Chris Perry. How do you think Alex Dieringer does against Andrew Howe or Chris Perry? Because when I look at the rest of the guys in the weight class, I think I would say if you were making betting odds, that Alex Dieringer would be the favorite on Valamont, LaValle, Marable, Massa. Obviously, beat up Massa at the Southern Scuffle. Adam Hall, Quentin Godley. I think you say Alex Dieringer is the favorite. But how does he go against Howe or Perry?
You know, I think the three of them, it could go either way with the three of them. I'm betting on Howe, but obviously Chris Perry's beaten Howe before. Dieringer's a 3-time champ, only has 4 college losses, been on the Junior World Team. It could be one of those three coming out, in my opinion. But I would say that Dieringer wouldn't be able to keep up with Howe's hand fight. I could see him doing, but I could see him doing better with Perry, and Perry has proven to put up with Howe's hand fight. So it's one of those stylistic things. But you don't really know until they get out there with Dieringer because he hasn't competed on this level.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Obviously, he's so they got the top 8, and Alex is not listed in the top 8, probably because he hasn't competed internationally, because he's been wrestling college. But Massa is at number 7, and Dieringer beat him pretty easily at the Scuffle. I think it was 9-2. So really, if Burroughs is out, right? Because Burroughs is out of the mini tournament. So Howe goes to number 1, Perry goes to number 2. So where do you throw? If you're a ranker, can you throw Dieringer in the top 8? And if so, where do you throw him? Because I know he doesn't want to be on Chris Perry's side because those guys, they're boys. So he'd rather be on Howe's side. Did they seat him on Howe's side?
He hasn't graced the mat in freestyle for years. Even though he's a stud, I just don't think you can put him ahead of these guys that have done something this year at the freestyle level.
Well, he whooped Massa. I mean, okay, if I
at the Scuffle.
If I give you 5-1 odds, I'll give you 5-1 odds, $1,000. So if I win, I get 1,000. If you win, you get 5,000. Are you betting on Logan Massa?
No, but I'm talking about
how about 10-1 odds?
In freestyle, I would probably pick that bet.
Okay, so it's a long shot, but it's not that big of a long shot.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
After watching the Scuffle, and especially in different stuff, wrestling, all that stuff plays in,
So I'm gonna go ahead and pick an upset, and I'm picking Alex Dieringer to make it all the way to face off with Jordan Burroughs.
Such a Wisconsin homer, but I love it.
What happens? And that'll be really funny because that'll be the 3rd Hodge Trophy winner that Burroughs has crushed right out of college, crushed their dreams right out of college. Because obviously, Burroughs beat Dake in a close one when Dake won the Hodge. Burroughs then the next year beat Taylor when Taylor won the Hodge. Remember, because Dake was obviously out. And now Dieringer just comes along. So I'm going to pick Dieringer versus Burroughs in the finals with Burroughs making the Olympic team.
On a route.
Really? I don't know. I think it'll be closer. I don't think it'll be that bad.
I think that Dieringer is great, but I think he's going to have a hard time with Burroughs.
I'm not saying he's going to beat him. I'm saying it'll be competitive. That's what I think.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
All right. So we both got Burroughs there, which is not that's not quite a shocker there.
It's pretty ballsy.
Hey, did you hear? I guess I heard it today on Twitter, and which doesn't make it 100% true, but it seems like it'll be. Imar is not going to wrestle at the trials, so I'm guessing he tried to go down and make 143, and he just couldn't do it.
So no dice.
So dice. And that was originally reported on the T. Rowan Funky show that he was going to be doing that. So I would have liked to see him against those guys, but
no doubt. It would have been interesting to have him in that mix, picking out the 65 kilos.
Definitely. Okay, so hey, is Miles Martin going to wrestle or no?
No, I don't think he is. I think the Ohio State Wrestling Twitter account said that he's going to focus on the Junior World Team.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay.
And he's like 0-3 against Valencia, so I think he'd be plenty happy making the Junior World Team and beating Valencia. So, you know what I mean?
All right, another crapshoot of a weight here. So we got 189 pounds, which is 86 kilograms. We got number 1, Jake Herbert. Number 2, Kyle Dake. Number 3, David Taylor, Keith Gavin, Ed Ruth, John Reeder, Richard Perry, Clayton Foster, Tyler Caldwell, Austin Trotman, Gabe Dean, Jaden Cox, and Duran Wynn, who just won the Last Chance qualifier. What do you got, Tommy?
I mean, this deeper than you would think. If Taylor and Jake had wrestled more at this weight class, obviously it'd be easier because everybody else has competed against one another. You still got Gadsden and Jadan as kind of wild cards. I don't know, man. You go first this time.
Okay. I've competed against a lot of these guys, so I think I get some
That's true.
Special insight. And you got a crapshoot. just like 65 and just like 59 kilos. This is or 57 kilos. This is a mess to me. Herbert, who had that international success early on in his career, hasn't been able to find his groove again. Dake wasn't able to have success at 86 kilos. David Taylor, kind of the same story. Gavin, he's been at the international level a lot and has not been able to find that success. Ruth has done decent but not great at the international level, but it's kind of obviously he's trailed off a little bit. I think he's got his mind towards MMA.
Mm-hmm.
I think Gabe Dean and I think Jaden Cox are wild cards because I think those guys can compete really well with the best guys in this division, but we don't know. We haven't seen them in freestyle, so we don't know what they're going to do. So who do I want to pick? I'm going with Jaden Cox.
Boom! Homerville does it again.
But Jaden Cox did wrestle Kyle Snyder 4-2 last year at the Open.
Yeah, no, it's not bad.
And Kyle
It's not
Snyder
a bad
did false
pick.
start for that second takedown. It was I would have cautioned him. It was a false start, Tommy.
It's not a bad. Oh, whatever. It's not a bad pick.
It's not. I wish we could see these brackets right now. I mean, if we could see the brackets and see the first round matchups, because in freestyle, I really think matchups matter a lot. Like Gavin versus Herbert. I think Gavin could give other people bigger problems, but Jake has always had Keith's number. I think really Keith's only won one match against Jake that I can remember. That'll be a 4 versus a 1 if Gavin can get by Ruth, which is a tough first round match, but Keith has beaten Ed before. So, I'm gonna pick Jaden, but I'm not confident at all in that. And this weight is it's crazy.
It is crazy. It's crazier than I would have thought when the year started. I thought there would have been some separation with Dake and Taylor and maybe Herbert in there, and it'd be kind of a group of those three. But there's 7 or 8 guys here that I could see making.
Yeah, and Tommy, let's not forget, this is another weight that has to qualify itself for the World Championships.
No doubt.
So they got to go to Mongolia 2 weeks after the trials to go try to qualify the weight class. That's a tall task.
Yep. No, it's interesting stuff, man. I'm gonna go.
Who are you gonna pick?
I'm gonna go with Herbert.
You going with Herbert?
And ever since he graduated college, he's made the world or Olympic team every time he tried, other than 2011 when he lost to Cale Sanderson. He made it in 2009. Made it in 2010. He lost to Cale in 2011. He made it in 2012. He took 2013 and 14 off. He made it last year. I think the guy dialed it in for these, to make the world teams and Olympic teams. I think he's been training pretty hard. He wrestled terrible at the Worlds. I think, Jake would say that if he was, on the show with us. But
yeah,
he's a true 189-pounder, which you can't say that about much of the competition. They're either cutting a lot down or they're bulking up. I think he's in the perfect weight class. I think he's been training well. I'm going to go with Jake.
Okay. So what do we think about who do you think wins, Dake or Taylor? You think Dake still has his number, or what do you think? And who do you think gives? Okay, so if it's Dake Taylor, which we don't know, we have no idea where Jaden's going in this bracket. He could be anywhere, right? Because they're just going to drop him in there, from my understanding. But let's go just the top 3. If it's Dake versus Taylor, you favor who? And who do you think gives Herbert a worse matchup problem?
I think it's no question Taylor gives Herbert a worse matchup.
Why do you think that?
Because I think Herbert flops around a little bit. He penetrates on both knees and splits the middle a lot down there, and there's a lot of opportunity for a style like Taylor or a style like Askren per se, which we've already known you've given Jake Fitz.
Or Salas,
really,
too. Yeah, and Salas also.
Yeah, to really do a lot of damage in those positions. So because of that, and it's not to say that they can't wrestle well there.
Yeah.
I think that's really plays well to David Taylor's strengths. But
Sure.
I think Dake beats Taylor.
Again.
Yeah, but
Don't you feel bad? Like, don't you want? I mean, I was in the situation obviously with Chris Pendleton,
Right.
and I don't think you've had a situation where you've been on the losing end as often. Obviously, you had the rivalry with Mako, but you guys were more even than
Yeah, we wrestled 19 times. I won 8 and he won 11, so pretty even. But I had spells, as did Mako against me. It was like we really didn't often go 1-for-1. It was like I win 3 or 4 in a row, and he'd win 3 or 4 in a row.
Yeah.
And I know how it feels during those times. It's just like, God, I can't buy a win against this guy. And it's really frustrating. And I mean, I've known David since he's in the 7th grade. I mean, there's a lot of guys I know personally in all these weight classes. It's the downside of only having 6 weight classes. So
Stop
it's like,
name dropping, Tommy.
anyways, I think, you have to go with the guy that's been winning the last 3 or 4 or 5 or however many it is. But every time you see where David could have won the match.
Hey,
And
don't you
you
just
figure
want
at
to
some
see him
point-
win? Don't you just want to see him win one?
Yes, I do. Absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
I'd like to see him win one. I mean, like I said, I know how it feels to be on the losing end of that shit. When we just keep losing to somebody.
It's terrible.
Oh,
It's not
God,
fair.
I want to see him win so bad. I want to see him get
Hey,
over that.
Kyle,
You know what it'll
Dake's
do
been
for
on
his
it.
mental state?
What's Dake's record against is it 0-5 or 0-4?
Against Taylor?
No, Dake's record against Burroughs. He's experienced the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you're right.
Of course, Burroughs is the best in the world right now, so it's a little different. But
Yeah. I mean, listen, dude, Tommy, I know David Taylor is going to be hating that shit for the rest of his life if he can't beat Dake one of these times. And so I hope he gets over the hump. I hope he gets a win. But obviously, them wrestling, I don't feel like is even a guaranteed situation. I even think Gabe Dean could give both these guys a good go for
no
their
doubt.
money.
I mean, really, every weight class we've talked about, I could see a handful of guys making it other than 74.
Yeah, 100%.
And that takes us to the next weight class where I probably only see 3 guys that could make the team.
I only see one. I don't think anyone's beating Kyle Snyder, and I'll stick by that. I don't think anyone's beating him. Varner's good, but he's not going to beat Kyle.
Well, I'm with you in the sense that I am going to pick Snyder, but Jake Varner got second at the Regan. JD Bergman is, I think, 4-1 or 4-2 against Jake Varner.
Yeah.
He's trained every day with Kyle Snyder the past however many years. They know each other extremely well. I don't think that match is decisive in the room. Why would it be any different in competition?
Are you telling me, Tommy? Are you telling me it's not decisive? Because I know you're not. I know you're not just wondering about this. I know you know the answer. So you're saying it's very competitive in the room, is what you're telling me.
What I'm telling you.
That's what you're telling me.
What I'm telling you is that I'm picking Snyder. He's got the mojo right now, like nobody else in American wrestling, with the exception of obviously Jordan Burroughs. And he's wrestling the best out of anyone in America besides Jordan Burroughs. He proved that internationally. He proved it, at the NCAA tournament. He's proven it in Vegas, the World. He proved it last year at the Open and the Trials. I'm picking Snyder. I'm not picking Snyder. I'm just saying that J.D. Bergman it's interesting. It's interesting that J.D. Bergman had a decisive winning record against Jake Varner, and that he's trained with Kyle Snyder for 2 or 3 years, consecutive days. That's interesting to me. I love JD like a brother. Jake Varner is a 2-time world medalist, Olympic champion, and was second at the Regan a couple months ago.
Yeah.
In a tournament where Snyder was third. So, yeah, I could see one of those 2 guys beating Snyder. Am I picking it? No, I'm not. I'm with you. But it is not, to me, it's not clear cut. It's not a no-brainer.
Wow. Well,
I
I'm gonna
reckon.
maybe I'm you got more knowledge of the situation than I do, but I'm calling it no
I'm
brainer.
calling it too. It's not a no-brainer.
No,
I'm
I'm calling it a no brainer. You're not calling it a no brainer.
I'm not calling it a no-brainer.
Okay. All right. And lastly, we got to your area of
Did we skip
expertise.
over anybody that we shouldn't have skipped over at 213?
No, Snyder's winning.
Okay. All right.
All right, the big boys. Tommy, what do you got? Give us some insight about the big boys.
Well, Tervel took a loss to Zach Ray last year. He was injured then. I think he's still injured now. I mean, he's recovering from surgery. I think he's wrestled well in the tournaments he has competed in. You got some other guys in the weight class, but I just think Tervel. I think Tervel is the third best American wrestler we have right now overseas. He's been top two for many years, in my opinion. And I think he's 5 or 6 in the world right now, even with an injured back. And I think he's going to make it.
Oh, sorry over here.
All right over there?
I just coughed. Yeah, you know what? I think obviously Ray and Tervel are pretty close, and Tervel had that back injury. He's supposed to be better now. Dom has been competitive with those guys. I'm excited to see the progression Gwiazdowski's made, because I really think
He wrestled awesome. I've never been more impressed with Gwiazdowski in his career than when he lost Snyder. How about that?
I mean, it says a lot about Kyle Snyder, which we know a lot about Kyle Snyder.
It really does, yeah.
But I think Gwiazdowski is the only one in this bunch that could really, really push Tervel if Tervel is healthy, which I think he is.
The reason is because you can picture Gwen scoring on people.
Yeah, exactly. Tervel's got such a dynamic offense for a heavyweight. Whereas a lot of these other guys, they don't have, Zach Ray doesn't have that dynamic offense. Don Bradley doesn't have that dynamic offense. Bobby Telfer doesn't have that dynamic offense. So you have a hard time seeing those guys, because they're going to have to beat him twice, right? It's not just they get lucky once. They're going to have to beat him twice. It's the best 2 out of 3. And I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, no, I think you go with Tervel, but I think the future's bright at heavyweight with Ray and Gwiz for different reasons. And then you got Don Bradley. Is Don Bradley still scrapping?
Yeah, he's the number 4 seed. So he's another guy who's always had he's great defensively. He's strong. He moves well for a heavyweight, but he doesn't have he never has had a dynamic offense where he can score a lot of points. And that's where it makes it hard to win that many matches in a tournament like this.
Right. I think you go with the Lagna, but I think to your point, I'm excited about Gwiz. Zach Ray's already proven he's in the mix with Tervel, but I'm going with the Lagna.
Okay, I'm going to go with Gwiz. I'm going to go out on a limb.
Wow.
Young Bull is going to come back. He's going to get total redemption for the NCAA championships and make the Olympic team.
That would be redemption.
That would be some serious redemption.
No doubt.
Okay, so last thought. Well, let's wrap this up. And obviously we had some technical difficulties with this episode because I'm in freaking Asia and the internet at this hotel is not outstanding. Nevertheless, we got it done. Last final thought, Tommy. Out of this group of 6, how many Olympic medals is the U.S. coming home with?
3.
That was my answer. Dang it.
That's anticlimactic.
Okay, so
I think we get a medal at 74, 213, and heavyweight.
So I was gonna say,
or you can sub heavyweight for other weights.
Yeah, I think that's what I think too. I think you got 2 for sure's, in my opinion, and then and then after that, in a lot of it, remember the Olympic brackets are smaller. They're not World Championships brackets, so the Olympic brackets are going to be limited
19.
to say 18 to 22 wrestlers, which means the top side of the bracket's only going to be 8 because remember the unbalanced, unseeded brackets which are just about as stupid as it gets, but that's how it is. So, I mean, when you get on that top side, out of those 8, 2 of the guys are going to get medals, right? One of them will be in the finals, and one of them will get a bronze.
Gosh, that's interesting to look at it that way.
They give 2 bronzes. I ended up on the bottom side of my bracket of the Olympics, Tommy. if you wonder why I'm bitter about that. Damn it. Yeah, so when you look at any of the guys, I mean, whether it's 57 kilo, 65 kilo, 89 kilo, a heavyweight, those guys, they're all competitive international. They're not the best at their weight class, but if you put them on an easier side of the bracket.
Yeah, exactly. I can see any one of those 6 getting a medal in the right circumstances.
For sure, 100%.
But in the worst, I could still see 3.
In the worst, I can see 2. I mean, no, honestly, Tommy, in the worst, I could see 1. I mean, what if
true.
freaking Snyder draws
the
Russian first round and loses 3-2, and then
you're right. The worst. There's really only 2 or 3 wrestlers in the world that could get a medal in the worst conditions.
Yeah,
that you would bet on it
because you don't know who you're wrestling first round.
Yeah, you got Sadulayev, you got Burroughs. That might be it.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of guys, especially when you're looking at this year was 57.
Okay, I think the Turk at heavyweight. I would probably put him in that cap.
He just lost last weekend.
And there you have it. Who did he lose to?
Oh God, I don't know. I watched the match, but I can't remember what. One of those Russian names or something like that.
I wrestled him.
Okay, but what was it last year when Bon Rodriguez, who was the number 2 in the world, lost to the number 1 in the world? I think it was first round.
Yeah, no, I got you. This just speaks to the shame of a wrestling troll system. It's that there's only 2 or 3 guys on the planet that you could say stack the deck however you want. And he's getting a medal.
Yeah,
2 or 3.
I agree.
In the entire world. We're giving out 24 medals in freestyle. 24. And there's 2 or 3 guys in the planet that you would say put it however you wanted, he's getting a medal.
Yeah, that's crazy. Sadulayev, did you see that Sadulayev, they're making a big deal because he gave up points? Did you see that? I didn't think he exposed. I watched it.
I didn't watch it.
I thought it was a very questionable 4 points. I really thought it was. I thought he got thrown, but whether he actually exposed or not, I think that's very questionable, very debatable. So, we got any more thoughts? You're just pumped to go to the trial. Are you taking all your boys with you, or are you going solo? What are you doing?
No, I'm going solo. I'm meeting. I'm gone Thursday and Friday on business for my real job, so to speak, and then I'm meeting Jesse Lang out there. We're gonna shake some hands and kiss some babies and advocate for Rudis for merchandising and selling at the fan fests. I'll be there helping out, and that's it's a business trip, so to speak. And
yeah.
I'm just excited, though. I mean, I didn't get to go to the NCAAs. I got 4 kids. The oldest is 9, so I don't get to do this stuff very often. So I'm just excited to have a wrestling weekend again.
Nice. All right, man. Well, I'm
What
hoping
about you, man? You ready to rock and roll on your fight?
I'm always ready to fight. I'm so excited to fight. I haven't fought in a long time, so I'm ready to fight. But I am. Prior to that, I'm excited to watch these trials. I'm just hoping I can actually stream them. I'm gonna have to go somewhere special in Singapore and find a really nice internet connection because I don't know if this hotel connection will do the job on the streaming.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll keep in touch, man. I'm sure we got plenty to talk about next week. We got your fight and build up, and then also the results.
Yeah. I'm excited. All right, Tommy. I just want to thank our sponsor, Defend Soap. Defend what you have built. Thank you as always. You guys have been great to us. And Tom, you have a great time at the trials.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.
Yeah.
You are listening to the T-Row and Funky Show, brought to you by Defend Soap. Defend what you have built.
Brought to you by All Force Nutrition, a wrestling company with products for wrestlers, by wrestlers. They sponsor a plethora of senior level athletes, including David Taylor, John Rear, Dustin Schlater, Zach Sanders, and their products are delicious. I've had their post-workout, I've had their pre-workout. I'm even getting old, so I'm taking some of the joint pills. Log on to allforcenutrition.com and get some of your products today.